Welcome students. Let's start with our second chapter of English, that is Adventure in Antarctica. It is an experience shared by Surabhi and Rishi Thomas. They went for the trip to Antarctica. So let's start. It is an adventurous trip for them. So they shared their experience. This is the invitation. As it was a Christmas night, they both the Rishi and Surabhi were waiting for the gift from the parents or from the Santa, but what they saw earlier near the Christmas tree, they saw an envelope. The envelope contains this. There's an invitation, and on the invitation, what was written? That this invitation entitles you to travel to Antarctica from 17th to 28th February 2005, and all the description about flight, from where to where the flight is, and from there to ship. Okay, it was an invitation. So let's start with the text. Are we hallucinating? We thought. Antarctica? Are they kidding us? Our parents were now grilling widely at us. They assured us that this was not a trick. They and we had been invited to go to Antarctica as part of an expedition led by the Chilean Navy. The purpose of the expedition was to set up the first mobile phone base on the Antarctic mainland. So far, we had only read a little about Antarctica in the geography textbook. So, in this, they were both were saying that they are dreaming. Are they hallucinating? That they got such an invitation to go to Antarctica. So their parents were ensuring them that there is not any trick. It is true. They and the parents were invited to go to the expedition, okay, which is led by Chilean Navy, and the purpose was to set up the first mobile phone base on the Antarctic mainland. And what they were saying that so far they had only read about Antarctica in geography textbooks. Now they are actually going. They are invited. So they were very surprised with such gift. Okay, they are very surprised with the gift they got on the Christmas Eve. It was listed as the seventh continent of the world. Now they are giving the description about Antarctica, that it is listed as the seventh continent of the world, largely unexplored, covered in ice and snow all over the year. Now they are giving the description about that it is covered with ice and snow all over the year, and there is very gigantic icebergs and have cocky that look like cute butlers in their black and white plumage. So they were saying that land is fully covered with ice and snow all over the year, and it contains gigantic icebergs and cocky little penguins. Okay, then its ancient name was Terra Cognita, the unknown land. They were telling that it is earlier known as Terra Incognita, which was unknown land. Okay, now we were actually going on this unknown, frozen and faraway place. Now they were saying that now actually we are going, until now we have only read about Antarctica in geography books and listened with our elders or knowledgeable peoples. Now actually they are going to that place. So what they were saying, our chests puffed up and we began to think of ourselves as great explorers, ready to conquer stormy seas and discover the untold secrets of our planets. Okay, they were very excited about the trip. Then the big drag shake. So students, let's starting with before starting the text, I would like to make you understand the meaning of drag. See, this is the drag passage. Okay, you can see in the picture Argentina. This is the route. Okay, then through this route, this is the route from in Argentina to going towards Antarctic Peninsula. So it is known as drag passage. Okay, For more details, we have to go through the text. We could feel the tension on the ship. Everyone looked serious, their faces taut with anxiety. It was our third night on board, and it was time to enter the drag passage. So they were telling that everyone on the ship was very in tension. They were very tensed about entering the drag passage, as everyone knew about the drag passage. So it was their third night on board. What were they doing? They were very terrified with the experience they heard earlier. Okay, this passage is the principal reason why the continent of Antarctica was not discovered for a long time. Seafaring explorers and courageous captains just could not get across it, nor pierce its mantle of ice and snow and shroud of mist. So they were saying that this drag passage is so terrifying that even the courageous captains just could not get across it. So occasionally one can encounter the drag lake with low winds and calm water, but one was more likely to get the fearsome drag shake, unleashing all the fury of the elements. So they were saying that occasionally one can encounter the drag lake with low winds and calm water, but the drag passage is giving the shakes, means whole ship is just floating and shaking, like, means it's very dangerous situation. You have water so sewage and treacherous that even the most experienced sailor fail to cross. It is very difficult to cross that drag passage. Even with modern technologies, advances in seafaring, storms in the drag can leave ships stranded. It seems that we were handling for some awesome conditions. So they were sharing the experience about the drag passage, that as it will be starting, there will be a very dangerous shakes of the ship. You can't imagine. Okay. So now we were moving towards the Antarctic convergence. So now they were what they are saying, that they were entering towards the Antarctic convergence. What is the convergence? That the water of the Antarctic, Pacific and Indian Ocean currents around Antarctic in a windy fury. So it is an convergence. What is a convergence? It is an Antarctic conversion where the water of Antarctic, Pacific and Indian Ocean converges. Okay, it is that area they were entering. So the beginning of the drag passage itself give us a preview of how terrifying fierce the seas would be all along. So they were saying that as we entered the drag passage only, they gave us a trailer. What is a trailer? Of terrifying seas. Okay. By bedtime, the weather was deteriorated sharply. So as the time of bedtime came, means they were going to sleep, the weather was very bad. It was deteriorating sharply. The ship was lurching alarmingly. Waves 32 to 50 feet high were breaking over its bow and stern. The drag passage was rocking and rolling, and how our ship bobbed up and down like a cork in the heaving raggy waters. So they were saying that as the bedtime came, they were going to sleep. The weather, they saw that weather was very deteriorated and the ship was at alarming. So the word is written, you can see bow and stern. It is a part of the ship which was facing the waves of 32 to 50 feet. The drag passage was rocking, means the water level is very moving, like the ship is moving like a cork, means it is like a tennis ball. You can see it is like that it is happening. You can see in this picture what is the stern and bow, means what waves are facing such a huge waves. Okay, these are the stern and bow. Okay, this is the front part and this is the rear part. Like this, something like this is happening. Okay, did you understand? Our previous brief encounter with the drag had not prepared us for the shaky shakes we had imagined at the worst. An experience close to the most hair-raising rides in Disneyland. Not one of us had expected the full wind of 90 knots that hit us around 2 in the morning, with 30 feet high waves crashing into it. So they were saying that as they started with the drag passage, they were not ready for the such shakes. No, they were not even to stand properly. So they were saying it wasn't imagined at the worst, that they have not even imagined such a worst experience. Okay, the winds was up to of 90 knots, and they are saying at the in the morning at 2 o'clock they have not even expected such huge waves of 30-meter high and 90 knots full of winds. Okay, the ship rocked so wildly that no one of us felt inside to make it for breakfast later that morning. We stayed in our cabins and clung to our berths. The vicious seas and the screaming winds all converged to put us through the drag shake. So they were saying that in that morning when they wake up, they were not even wanted to have their breakfast. They just stayed in their cabins. What are the cabins? Cabins means that in the ship there is some berths are provided to the people so that they can have rest there. See, like this, something like this, berths are there. So they said that they even don't have the breakfast and they stayed there that morning. We were afraid to get out of the side rails for fear of being pitched out onto the floor. We had taken seasickness pills, but there were no time to even think of sickness. At some point we gave up trying to sleep and just concentrated on keeping ourselves on the bus. So they're saying that they don't even want to come out from their berth. They just were sitting on the berth so that they may not fall. They even don't want to come on the floor. And they what they're saying that they even take the seasickness pills, but they at that time they were not even thinking of the seasickness as they were shaking very badly. By the time we have crossed the drag over the next 2 days, we ended up the skin burns and strained muscles from sliding from one end of the berth to the another. So they're saying so in this they want to say that as they cross the drag, now the drag is crossed, the passage, that passage is crossed. The next 2 days, what happened? Their skin burns and strained muscles. They hadn't strained muscles, means their muscles are paining, and the skin also get rashed as we rubbed it with something, no, like that our skin get. So that is, they are suffering from that as they were in the berth. They are rolling in from one, like all the as the drag passage was going, they were going through the drag passage. They were having the skin burns and strained muscles as because of sliding from one end to the another part of the berth. We would have loved to take dramatic pictures of the ship bow crashing through mountain waves, but after the first few, this was out of the question. So now they are saying that they were love to take dramatic pictures, means they were taking pictures of crashing through mountain, the waves they are crossing, all they were taking pictures, but after a few minutes they were afraid of doing that. They were very afraid. Just getting from our bunks to the bathroom were risky business. Dad was thrown clear across the cabin once and was lucky not to have cracked upon his head. Luckily we were by ourselves in the cabin at that time, so no one saw us crawling like insects to the toilet. So what they were saying, that as they were going through the drag passage, they were shaking. They means they are shaking like anything, like insects. They were comparing themselves to insects. They were saying that as they were going, they even don't even able to go to the bathroom. It was very risky business, and their dad was also thrown clear across the cabin once. So they are saying that as the dad was going to the bathroom, then he also fell down as the ship was shaking very badly. The crossing of the drag was a navigating, hair-raising experience. Howling winds, zero visibility, mist and fog, no sun, and enormous waves tossing and spinning the ships around like clothes in a washing machine. So, do you know how clothes are spinning in a washing machine? In the same way, they were saying that we are spinning like a clothes in a washing machine. So they were saying that this experience is like just can't imagine. There was howling winds, zero visibility, and there was fog and mist, no sun, and enormous waves. They are tossing and spinning the ship like a clothes in a washing machine. It had taken us 2 days and 2 full nights to get across the drag. That means it takes them to 2 days and 2 nights full to cross the drag. During our fifth night on board, we felt the tossing of the ship subside and sank thankfully into a long awaited sleep of exhaustion. So now after that fifth night, what they felt that now the ship is subsides and sank thankfully, that now the shaking is not there. They are going in a smooth way. We woke up in the morning of the next day to find that we have crossed the drag and were officially in Antarctica. Now they officially reached the Antarctica. Small icebergs floating all around the ship like a silent, curious welcome party. Small pieces of the ice are floating both sides of the ship, while one large tabular berg lay lazily to the right side, and on the right side they saw a big ice cube in a square shape. We dug into a stand straight without being knocked down. Now that means they're saying now they are not knocking, means they are not shaking like anything, and they are grateful to be alive. And during such a stormy crossing was an experience to remember. They were saying that that experience was to be remembered. The weather has eased and the rolling of the ship was now almost pleased, like a comfortable rocking chair. So they're comparing the ship now with a rocking chair, that now the weather is okay and the ship is rolling like a rocking chair. This is the ice cube they saw, okay, something like this, okay, it's not the actual one but something like this. Our first sighting of land was Smithland, but we did not stop there. We crossed the Garlic Strait, a picture postcard waterway heading for Paradise Bay on the Antarctic Peninsula, the northward finger of the polar continent. So they said they firstly saw the Smithland Island, but they did not stop there. They crossed the strait, a picture. It is a postcard waterway heading for Paradise Bay on the Antarctic Peninsula. They moved toward the Antarctic Peninsula in the northern world. Okay. The morning sun was still, circled in pale mist. It was perceptibly colder, but above and below deck, a lone albatross, who had taken a shine to us and lead us on through the worst of the drag passage, now welcomed us to the Antarctic. So now they're saying that the sun was still, okay, and everything was okay. The area was very cold, and one bird is that is a bird, albatross, who is just welcoming them to the Antarctic. We dug our hands into the kangaroo pouch of our wind cheaters and sighed. So they are saying that what is the meaning of kangaroo pouch? Then in that area there is so much cold and eyes are there, so they just put their hands in their pockets. That it is very big, so no, you can see kangaroo pouch. In the same way they are comparing their pockets with the kangaroo pouch. This is the albatross. It is welcoming them. We wish time would run faster. With excitement, goosebumps on our skin, we waited for our first landfall, saying that the time has run fast. Now they were very excited to land on the Antarctic continent, as they were going to reach. So finally they reached the Antarctica land, so to explore it. This is a story. This is the whole experience of Surabhi and Rishi, who are shared with us. We'll do our exercise part in next video.